welcome to the product updates webinar for Q3 at Recruiterflow. So I am Amri, one of the co-founders at Recruiterflow, and I primarily look after product here. So we'll probably wait for a few minutes, let people join in, and then we can start with what we have released this quarter on Recruiterflow and how you can access it, and what do we plan to launch next quarter. And yeah, in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us using the chat widget. Once we are done with the product updates, we'll take those questions one by one, try to answer as many of them as possible. We'll also run a live poll while we are at the webinar, so that we can get to know more about different use cases and see how you are using different features. And that will give us some idea to make these products and features better suited for you. And if you don't know, so on Recruiterflow, on the bottom left-hand side, you have a widget where you can suggest any feature that you would like to see on Recruiterflow there. Our team goes through it every week, and we pick out some of the most suggested features or suggestions from there and develop products and features based on that as well. I think, yeah, so now we can start. I think 60 of us have joined in, so we can start now. So in today's webinar, we are going to cover the product updates that we had in Recruiterflow in Q3 2024. So in the last 3 months, we have released quite a few new features, and we'll be releasing a few new features in the upcoming quarter as well. So we'll be going through them one by one. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us in the comment section. We'll be taking them after this presentation. So out here, what we'll be covering today. So we'll be covering what all features have we released this quarter, then going through some of the major features one by one, discussing some of the upcoming features in Recruiterflow for Q4. Again, this is not the exhaustive list. These are some of the upcoming features coming in Q4. And then finally, any questions that you might have, we can take those up. Now, Q3 was really exciting for us. So we launched quite a bit features during this quarter. So first of all, we spent quite a lot of time on advanced revenue tracking and reporting. So we were able to release that. We also brought in RF GPT to Recruiterflow. Made some enhancement to our campaigns and recipe, helping you automate better, helping you reach out to people in a personalized way, and helping you scale your sourcing efforts. On the reporting front, we made a lot of new advancements. We essentially now you can drill down on reports. You can see data in depth whenever you are on any report or a dashboard. And then we also added new functionalities to our PWA mobile app. And at the same time, we added some of the features that you suggested to us on Beamer, on the product suggestion app on the left-hand side. We took some of those suggestions up and added those features as well. So let us just start with the first feature, which is advanced revenue tracking and revenue reports. So we did a webinar in August as well, where we discussed this feature, advanced revenue tracking, in detail. So what this feature or module allows you to do is it allows you to track your revenue for different type of engagement types. So you can track your revenue for retained, for contract, for contingent, as well as RPO. You can then distribute this revenue or attribute this revenue to different users or teams, and then visualize all of that on your revenue report section. Now, the best part out here is that you can not only see your future revenue, which has been or past revenue, which has been realized, but you can also see your future revenue, which hasn't been realized yet, which gives you unique perspective into your upcoming revenue receivables or business efforts. So this is how you can do it. So whenever you come on the jobs page, you can see different jobs on which your team is currently working. And out here, you can also see how much revenue have you made. So whenever, let's say you want to add different billing detail, just click on the 3 dots here, click on edit, and simply head over to the billing section of any job. Out here, you can define what kind of engagement type do you have for this job. whether it is contingent, retained, contract, and RPO. And depending on the type of engagement type you choose, you can add various tranches. So for instance, for retained, you can choose a tranche. You can choose to receive a tranche whenever, let's say, a job is opened, or let's say when a candidate moves to a certain stage, or certain days after a candidate is hired, or let's say 30 days after the start date. So you can choose your conditions and you can add any tranche, and this will be added to your revenue reports as well as to your overall revenue. Or you can also, let's say if there are, if let's say your revenue rules don't fall under that, in that case, you can also what you can do is you can create custom tranches as well. So just click on add tranche, go on custom date, and you can add any custom revenue on a certain date. So let's say today I was able to make probably $12,000 from this particular job, and I want to assign it to my teammate Manan. So I do this, I save, and this entire information gets saved on the job. Now I can see this information not only in revenue report section, but also on the job as well. So if you open up any job, you can see this data under the billing section of this job. So you can not only see what we have logged right now, but you can also see all the historical tranches or billing that was done on this job here itself. And all of this data is not only synced and tracked here, but it also shows up on your revenue reports as well. So if you head over to your revenue reports, as you can see here, I'm not just tracking data till today, but I'm also tracking data till December 31st of this year, which essentially shows me not only my realized revenue, which I have closed till now, but any future revenue that is supposed to be built in future as well, what we are calling unrealized revenue. So for instance, in October, I have $29,000 as my unrealized revenue. In November, I have 30, and looks like December is going to be a party for me. I'm going to close $48,000 in December. And during the year, my entire revenue has increased with time. So the revenue report and advanced revenue tracking feature not only helps you track revenue across different engagement types, but also helps you track your future revenue and see your future revenue streams as well. Now, the next feature which we launched and I'm pretty excited about, and in fact, looking at the user data, most of you are very excited about, is RF GPT. So as you know, in today's world, we have a lot of content. This content or this information or this context can sit on a candidate profile, can sit on a job profile, and can sit across the CRM. What RF GPT aims to do is that get you insights from content that you have on any profile and help you work faster, work better. So currently we have launched RF GPT on candidate and job page, whenever you open RF GPT, we take into account different content or context that is there on the profile, and using our LLM models, we essentially either create summary or do certain other actionable items as well. So few things that you can do on the candidate profile would be, let's say you want to reach out to a candidate for a job, you can just create a crafted pitch for a candidate. So when you create a crafted pitch, it not only takes into account the job description, but it also takes into account the resume of the candidate and creates a perfect combination of the job description and as well as the resume and gets you an email which you can send directly to the candidate. The second one, create screening questions, is my personal favorite. So whenever I'm interviewing someone for a job, I click on create screening question. It goes through the job description as well as the resume and gives me a list of 5 or 6 different questions, which I usually ask the candidate, and gives me a clear answers, and gives me a better way to understand what to ask a candidate. Using candidate insights, you can see what is happening with the candidate. And the most often used one is generate candidate summary. So using this, you can create an executive summary of the candidate's profile, which you can not only save on the candidate profile, but also share it with your clients using the submission email or in any email template. But in future, you can also enable it on your NPC link as well. So let me quickly show you how you can do that. So just open any profile. on the candidate, any candidate profile, and head over to RF GPT. Now here you go. The moment you come to RF GPT, you can see different call to action here. So what I want to do now is create candidate summary or generate candidate summary. Just click here. It goes through the entire file and it finds out and creates the summary of this candidate. Now, let's say I want to make some changes. I probably want to make it in 3 bullet points. I can just type it, make it in 3 bullet points. Talk more about its recent experience. You can also make this response better. So I can do something like this, and then our GPT will essentially again regenerate the response as per my prompt. And you can see here, it created a summary, and in one click now, I can simply save this summary on the candidate profile. Now you can see here, this summary has been saved here. If I want to read more, I can view more and see all of that information. And let's say if I want to edit it manually, I can always go there and edit it. Or let's say if I want to do certain more actions using RF GPT, I can just click on new chat, and then I can use other prompts as well. So I can, as I mentioned earlier, I can create screening questions. I can pitch job to the candidate as well. Now, RF GPT, apart from supporting candidate, starting Monday, it also supports your jobs page as well. So on the job page, you can create or redraft your job description. So let's say if you don't like a job description or want to make it better, just click on generate job description. If there is a job description, we'll help you make better. If there is no job description, we'll try to create one for you. You can also generate screening questions. These screening questions can be added to your scorecard so that when you are on call with a candidate, you can rate them on certain questions. You can record the response of these questions and help you save time while working on a job. And the last one is generate job insights. So let's say you run an agency and now you want to see what is happening in a job. So just come here and click on generate job insights. It goes through the entire data of that job and tells you who are your top performers, who can do better, how they can do better, and it will obviously also tell you how you can do better on this job. Now, again, this is a demo job, so we have just created this for webinar, but still it was able to show some of the actionable points out here. So you can see that in this case, this is where the job is currently. So my colleague Amog has been closing deals, and he has moved 3 candidates to hired, 1 to offer. So he's the best performing recruiter in my team. And obviously, I can make this process more efficient if I am able to decrease the average days spent in client interview stage. So I probably need to reach out to my clients, tell them to interview the candidate faster so that I can close these positions faster. So RF GPT currently supports candidates and jobs. If you have any use case, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to take those into suggestions and get some more of them for you under RF GPT section. So apart from RF GPT, in the recent quarter, we also released a way for you to add multiple sender in campaigns. At Recruiterflow, we always wanted you to reach out to more and more people, but in a personalized way while keeping your inbox safe. That is what multiple sender in campaign aims to do. So now you can add multiple senders to a campaign. They can be your users in your system, or they can also be your aliases. And whenever you add candidates or multiple candidates or contacts to a campaign, this multiple sender rule will essentially distribute the entire email workload into all those senders using round robin. For instance, let's say whenever I'm creating a campaign, I can not just add myself as a sender, but I can also add my other teammates as senders as well. And whenever, let's say, a candidate or group of candidates are added to this campaign, this will distribute the load of all these candidates across these 3 emails in round robin fashion. But again, as we always do, there is a notch of smartness on top of it. So let's say if someone in your team has been recently in touch with this candidate, we don't want the candidate to be surprised, let's say, if they're reached out by someone new. We'll make sure in that case, if a candidate has been in touch with someone in your team, that same email is used for reach out to that candidate so that that relationship is maintained. You don't want, let's say, if Manan is already in touch with one of the candidates, you don't want my email going out to them while they're already in touch with Manan. So in this case, the smart campaign feature, this feature will make sure that if a candidate is in touch with Manan, Manan's email sends the campaign to this candidate. And you can add as many aliases or as many users to the sender list. You can add them even after creating a campaign. You can remove them after creating a campaign as well. This makes sure that you have higher engagement rates, you have a higher reputation score, and then higher open rates, leading to decrease in spam scores as well. And in the long run, it will help you get more responses and close roles faster. The next feature that we have is for the governance layer, where earlier you could just see reports on Recruiterflow. Now you can essentially drill down on those data points. So while talking to our users for the last year, we realized that while we were adding more reports, it was very difficult for them to drill down into those reports and see what contributed to these numbers. Now you can do that on Recruiterflow. For instance, let's say I am on this report out here. So for this quarter, this is my stage movement data across different jobs. So now I can see here, okay, for account executive jobs, my team was able to submit 13 candidates. Earlier, there was no way for me, or at least it was very difficult for me to know who these 13 candidates were. Now, in just one click, I can see who these 13 candidates are. So you can see all the list out here. You can just click on any name and see details. This drill down reporting is supported across all the major reports as well as on the overview widget on the dashboard. So just click on any overview number, you will be able to drill down and see what has happened. Apart from this, in report section, we have also launched a better way to visualize the data. So let's say if you apply multiple group by, now we group them together, and then only if you click on the drop down, you can see contribution of different groups at level as a child at a level below this. So these few things we have launched in reporting section, and in reports in Q4 we are going to launch a couple of major updates. So stay tuned. We'll be discussing those as well as we move along the webinar. The next thing that we recently launched is, so as I mentioned earlier, we are working on automations. So we have launched a couple of ways for you to make recipes more effective. So the first one is job triggers in recipe. So in recipe, we have launched two new triggers, which is a job enters saved search results or segment, or a job leaves saved search results or segments. In that case, you can essentially choose to take an action. Well, these two look very simple when you see them, but the use cases are quite exhaustive. So you can create recipes, let's say, wherein you receive an alert either on your email or Slack or Microsoft Teams or even on Recruiterflow. Let's say if a job has zero submission or hasn't had any submissions in the past 1 week or any client interviews for past 2 weeks. So you can create rules like these. Whenever you are creating a new job, you can just send a Slack message to your team members, or you can just create a task for your sourcers to start sourcing for the job. Whenever, let's say, a custom activity is logged on a job, you can notify either your team members or even your client. So you can create advanced rules like these, and based on those rules, take actions so that you're always on top of your important jobs and know what is happening across different jobs or across different openings on which you're working. These are some of the use cases that we have. Obviously, our customer success team has an exhaustive list, and they can help you set some of these up inside your account. Feel free to reach out to us if you would like to our help to set this up. Apart from this, another use case that we constantly got was wishing candidates or clients on their birthdays or wishing them on their anniversaries. Now on Recruiterflow, you can do that. So what you need to do is that you can just create a custom field called birthday, store their birthday on that. So let's say I was born on 24th of September, 1987. Just store this number, 24th September, 1987 as birthday. Create an advanced search wherein you choose the custom field whenever it is today. Just make sure that instead of matching DDMMYY, you just match DDMM, something like this. So I just go here to advanced search. Under custom field, I choose the relevant custom field out here. Is today, instead of DDMMYY, I just choose match DDMM. So let's say in this case, if someone's birthday was on 20 or birth year was on 24th September 1987, I only match DDMM in this case, which essentially means it will only count it as 24th September. So let's say birthday is on 24th September. Using recipe, I can essentially configure my account to send out emails on their birthday and also their anniversary. If you need any help, our team is around. Our team can help you set the birthday recipe up or anniversary recipe up in your account. And we can also probably show you some of the more advanced use cases of this advanced search filters. And as always, you can see all those recipes inside the recipe section. Now, with one click, you can essentially also make a recipe active or inactive. And if you go inside the recipe, you can mark recipes inactive from here itself. And so for instance, you can see here, this is one of such recipes where we have used jobs. So whenever, let's say, a job enters or a new job is created, a Slack message is sent to Recruiterflow workspace, telling recruiters or sources to getting to work and let's start sourcing candidates. Apart from this, some of the major features that we launched this quarter, one of them is job stage colors. So in this year, we decided that we'll try to make Recruiterflow more user-friendly and we should allow our users to customize Recruiterflow the way you want. So one step in that direction is giving you the ability to change the color of different stages and how they are displayed on Recruiterflow. While you don't realize the value of this probably in the beginning, but let's say once you start using it, you can use colors to essentially identify bottlenecks or where you are doing good while just glancing through the jobs page or any page on Recruiterflow. This will help you give visual cues not only to yourself, but to teams as well. It will help you make Recruiterflow more intuitive. It will help you identify bottlenecks without that by just glancing through your database. So to customize any stage color, you simply need to go to settings and to job settings. And out here, as you can see, different stages are listed down. So if I want to change color of any stage, I just need to click on edit, wherein I can choose any color. We'll also support you can also copy paste hex code, which we'll support by next week. But currently you can just provide RGB values and save it. And then whenever these stages are used, the color that you choose here will be added there and the entire UI will get more personalized and intuitive. For instance, as you can see here, this jobs page would look probably very different from what you see on your dashboard. That's because I probably like purple mode. So recruiter screen, I have converted to purple, and not only in grid mode, but also when I shift to Kanban mode, I can see that. And whenever I open the job page as well, I can also see this data there as well, so that I always know what is happening out here. Apart from this, a few new things that we did this quarter. So we made more enhancements to our PWA app. So we added a new list view for candidates and contacts to our PWA app. Now you can filter by job, stage, lead owner. You can access activities, files, and scorecards. And in fact, we have seen a huge uptick in our mobile app usage in the last 2 months. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to reach out to us for a mobile app. We'll be happy to incorporate those. We already have a few suggestions on which the team is currently working, and we'll be releasing those changes pretty soon in the upcoming quarter. The next thing that we launched was auto disqualification. So this was in fact one of the most suggested features on Beamer. So what people or what our team members or what our users wanted to know was, let's say, if they are closing a job, they don't want the candidates to be in the pipeline because that doesn't show them the accurate state of what has happened or what happened in that job. So what they wanted was the freedom to disqualify candidates whenever they are closing a job. With Recruiterflow, now you can do that. So now whenever you are closing a job, we give an option to move candidates across different stages in your pipeline to disqualified state while giving you the freedom to choose the option or disqualification reason. Once you do this, all these candidates will move to disqualified stage, and you will be accurately able to track this data historically as well. This will help you maintain data sanity and will also help you streamline the process of closing a job. Apart from this, as you know, we released ability to star rate a candidate a few months back. Now you can also bulk update star rating. So if you, let's say earlier, if you were using any custom field to store star rating, you can now use this feature to make it a system field so that you can use it across the product. This will help you save time. It will help you simplify your processes and will make sure that accurate data is there on the profile. Another requested feature on our product suggestion widget was whenever, let's say, a candidate gets placed, people wanted us to update their existing company to the client's company after they got hired. So now our placement record supports that. Whenever you move someone to hired, on the placement section of the record, we give you an option or a checkbox where you can just check this up, and the candidate's current company will automatically get updated to the client's company, which makes sure that the candidate is also added to your block list. If you have created block list, then it will be added to your block list as well. So this makes sure that the candidate information is up to date. It helps you simplify record updation, as well as make sure if you use block list, this candidate is also added to your block list so that you don't reach out to them for any future job openings. Helps you essentially maintain better relationship with your clients. Now, these were some of the features that we launched in Q3. Some of the features that we will be releasing in Q4 would be advanced custom reporting. So while you can see different reports that we give you and measure data across those reports, with advanced custom reporting, you will be able to create your own dashboard, your own reports, and measure or compare data across different categories. You will be able to add reports to your dashboard. So be it save report or any custom report or any report, you can add them to dashboard and quickly access that data from dashboard itself. This is another feature which a lot of our users wanted us to build, was post-placement engagement. So currently Recruiterflow helps you engage candidates till they move to hired. But with this new advancement, what we're building, you will be able to engage your candidates even after they move to hired. So let's say you can engage them before their start date. You can engage them after their start date. You can not only engage your candidates, but you can engage your clients. You can also create tasks for your team members. You can send alert messages internally, be on Slack or on Microsoft Teams, and make sure that you are consistently in touch with your candidates as well as your clients, even after the candidate starts. And again, as I mentioned earlier, this year will be about adding new UI or making Recruiterflow more user-friendly. So you'll probably be seeing quite a few changes in UI, which will help you work faster. So we'll have a new look to Recruiterflow coming in Q4 this year. So these are some of the advancements that we are building in the upcoming quarter. Again, if you have any suggestions, if you have any feedback, feel free to reach out to our customer success team, to your customer success manager, or suggest these changes on our product suggestion widget on the bottom left side. We go through those suggestions every week and try to take out some features that we can build from there.